Hey Pisces, I'm going to do you a quick reading for February. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot and some other oracle cards I'll include. I won't be doing any reversals either, so anything comes up upside down, turn it around. I hope you're doing well. It'll be your birthday season soon. And signs of spring. Let's see what issue you've got. A Wheel of Fortune, okay. This is fixed energy. This is Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo and Taurus. Oh, okay. And the Lovers came out more or less simultaneously. So things could be changing in your actual love life or partnerships. However, you know this resonates. It could be partnerships. Now it could be also that you're dealing with any one of the signs, the fixed signs, but it's most likely that perhaps there was a difficulty, and now that you've kind of turned a corner. Wheel of Fortune, it could be that you're also about to experience a really nice February Valentine weekend. There could have been some friction in the past, but let's have a look. Okay, yeah. You could sometimes feel that you're not particularly included in some things and some plans, or that there are times when there's possible misunderstandings with the Five of Pentacles. I don't know if you're dealing with a Gemini. I don't know why that's sort of come through, that you could have been dealing with a Gemini. Playing, sometimes being a bit hot and cold. But you've got the Nine of Wands, so you're obviously taking stock. It could be that you've been taking stock over your relationship recently and looking at how things are running along, you know, if they're running smooth, how much work you might be pushing in. Sometimes, you know, it might feel as if you're putting in more than your partner. Or helping, trying to, you know, assist. To the point where you, sometimes Pisces, you know, you do have a sort of predisposition to overly want to kind of rescue. Not that you're doing that, but you might be putting in a little bit more than you need to, or worried about, you know, walking on eggshells a little bit. Chariot, Cancer energy, but it seems all round kind of, let's say, you're pretty much on the go a lot. But what it seems to me that you're moving around a lot. You don't sit still for long, or you haven't been sitting still for long. You might have a trip planned as well. It could be likely that you've got a trip coming up, which would be within the next few weeks. But also you could be in a kind of really nice caring energy as well. Okay, some kind of conflict in your recent past. Now that looks as if it's being healed, but there could have been conflict which made you feel a bit sort of your nose pushed out of joint. Disagreements, possibly that there were some disagreements that you had to work through, and possibly by having been quite busy and moving around a lot and not getting sort of stuck in one place or dwelling on it, you know. But you have the Magician, so this is a good omen that you're going to be able to change situations that you're uncomfortable with, or change if there's been any kind of battling arguments, any kind of disagreements that you might have been going through. You'll be able to change those. You've got, you know, you have the power to change to be able to speak clearly if you only believe that you can. Communicate clearly if you believe you can. Now sometimes the conflict in your recent past, I think, has been giving you a bit of a headache all round. Not reversal. So maybe you've been looking at what your options are and how to deal with things in a taking a broader picture, taking the bigger picture, looking at the bigger picture is what I mean to say, and taking on, you know, a wider perspective when it comes to these, you know, events like arguments or fallouts or disagreements. Seven of Cups, yeah, making decisions about worrying sometimes, I think, as well, about making the right decision. Needing to make discerning choices, and sometimes I feel that perhaps you're worrying unnecessarily about certain decisions. The Tower, you see, destruction. Now this isn't necessarily a bad card at all. This just means that you know, there could be things that you've got to break down in order to rebuild. So certain habits perhaps as well, certain situations that need to kind of fall apart for you to be able to rework things. Could be within your home life. I feel as if from time to time there's feelings of kind of disruption. Let's see. Yeah. In your world, in your immediate world, there's sometimes feelings of disruption that you are learning how to kind of navigate when your world or your peace or your harmony feels a bit disrupted. Yeah, be the light. Don't dim your light. You might have to be guiding somebody at the moment. Feel loved and comforted, which is something that you might have been missing of late, that you could have been the one, Pisces, that was kind of feeling that you were doing more of the comforting role, if you like. Sometimes, you know, too much of a caregiver. Yeah, it's about faith again, leaning on certainty and faith. Being able to look at the world again through, you know, certainty of things working out for you. Have a quick look at, because you need to have patience and not to worry. Take time out. Take time out and watch how you're spending too. Because it's very easy to get caught up in a, you know, situation where you're kind of not really watching that. Yeah, and be a bit more daring about things too. If you want to change things up, you might be feeling a bit stuck in a routine, so don't fear change. With the Tower card here, don't fear change, because change is often as good as a break, isn't it? And also, you know, if you're finding that other people are making huge demands on your time and you feel that you're not able to give as much time and energy as being demanded, you know, create better boundaries. So, you know, say no. Learn that that's, you know, a complete sentence, and you can do that in the case of feeling sometimes that you're being taken advantage of. And I feel that sometimes, perhaps in your partnership here, that possibly you feel sometimes that you're being taken advantage of, or being too much of a caregiver. you're being shady. Watch out, shit could get ugly. So you might not, it might be that you're not really being as open and honest as you should be, or as you could be, because you haven't kind of quite processed how to, you know, communicate your needs properly. Again, you're being advised to let go of any fear, or, you know, expand your perceptions, with the Three of Wands here, so that you can see what is for your highest good. Don't get caught up in doing things that people are sort of demanding of you when you know it's not really suiting your needs. You know, don't be afraid to sort of put your foot down a little bit. And you don't have to be forceful, but you can be, you know, gently sort of suggestive, sometimes without rocking the boat. But it seems to me, for all sorts, that you don't know quite how to sort of accomplish this without worrying about treading on, you know, sparing someone's feelings, and worried about not sparing someone's feelings, and being, you know, let's say treading on toes. But you need not worry, because you have, you know, the every right to say, you know, what you want to say, without offensively saying so, if you get my drift. And that's all I've got for you, Pisces. I hope it was helpful, and I'm wishing you all the best. Sending you lots of love. Take care now, bye.